Al-Hilal beat Man City 4-3. Let's break down Man City's first goal. Doku on the ball, and right now we have this deep runner. I want to say that a lot of what I'm going to break down is the off-ball runs that led to a lot of the goals in this game. We'll start with this one. This player creates the run in between the defensive line. He does not get the ball, but it creates the opening of the half space over here, which eventually is what Man City exploits. So Doku cuts back behind, and right now, this pocket of space is still empty. This player does a good job. This is a great shift from the midfielder, shifting into the opening of the space here. So as a player, you should always be finding the space you're looking for. He gets the ball. Now, he gets it. Notice the player who just gave it to him doesn't just stand there. He's already running. He's already got himself past one Al-Hilal player, and he's charging in through this space. We'll let it play on. He gets there. It's a great dink forward. He gets there, and now he's completely broken through the Al-Hilal defense. You know, as a team or as an individual in a defensive line, if you see a player charging through like that in between your line, don't just hold your hand up for an offside trap. Be tracking back. None of them do this, and right now Man City are a big goal threat up front because he can put it in the back post for Haaland to tap in. He can come into the penalty spot. He can also cut back. He could even go long if he ends up clipping it long over here. We'll let this play out. Eventually he chooses the cutback option, but Man City are a little indecisive of who goes where. But anyway, if you make the right runs, you get the result. Bernardo Silva scores. Goal for Al-Hilal now. Again, I want to talk about the runs that are made off the ball. This winger is driving in. He's left-footed. He's brought two defenders, 1 and 2, with him. Cancelo makes a great outside run. Watch as he measures himself with Man City's defensive line. From here, he's waiting. Watch as he carries himself with the line. This is good play. You know, he has time. He can measure himself. Eventually, he does get the ball. I want to point out to you the other runs that the Al-Hilal players are making. One striker on one defender, one striker on one defender. This is a dangerous position because it means all defenders in the Man City box are occupied. I want to point out this back post on running winger as well. He's attacking the space that's left empty. He's doing a good job of not crowding this spot. He's keeping himself free in case a long back post ball comes through from Cancelo. And now let's see how it plays out. Cancelo goes low, and I have a feeling this would have gone all the way to the back post player had Ederson not make the save. But eventually, there's a little ping pong in the middle. And again, if you do the right runs, you get the goal. This is an individual piece of play. A great pass from Cancelo, a great run from the striker to score all the way from his half. If you find yourself in a counter-attacking position, and obviously you don't have to trivela the ball like what Cancelo eventually does, you can also just hoof it forward and hope for your striker to attack the scraps. Al-Hilal do everything correct in this situation because they are making supporting runs up here and down here, and most importantly, up here. We'll let this play through. It's a great through ball. No offside, obviously, because it's played from their own half. They keep running and running and running. We want to see the support. Man City defenders are already left behind. I want to point out this striker's role in the build-up of the goal, and he's waiting for any scraps that might fall out to him in this area, which would give him a really strong chance to follow through. They end up not needing that, and Al-Hilal score again. Man City corner now. Nothing new from a footballing standpoint to break down other than following through your runs and your attacks when you're really close in front of goal. Pay attention to Haaland over here. He dives in. He kind of wins the first header and he falls down. Ake is running from the back. He's running through. Now he's kind of in line with Haaland already. And watch these two. They follow through. Ake follows through. Haaland follows through. You get your goal. Al-Hilal score from a corner next. Nothing much to say other than that if you're an attacking team, put your strongest players into the danger zone, which is kind of in front of the goalkeeper, in front of the penalty spot. And for a defensive team, you know, get your marking done right because Man City don't do that well here and their striker finishes well. I want to point out the direction of his finish as well. He goes and attacks the ball and he puts it in the opposite direction where the keeper was coming from, which makes it really hard to save. Equalizing goal for Man City. Al-Hilal are sitting in kind of like a low block. It's 5 and 5, so they've got almost everyone behind the ball. But let's see Man City play it out from the midfield. They go here, they go back. All right, it's pass and move, nothing simple. From here, he can switch if he wants, but he opts the other way because there is space, probably teammates calling for it. He goes in, finds space. All right, again, Hilal's block is still deep and low, but Man City are patient, waiting for the build-up. Always try to find the space. There is no half space between the defense and the midfield this time, but there is space in front of the higher line of Al-Hilal. He gets the ball, looks up, pay attention to Foden, where he was before. He's right next to the ref. He's going to attack this space that gets him the goal. For how deep they were lining up at the back, they could have been a lot tighter with the man marking. Because Foden finds this space and nobody is responsible for picking him up. He accelerates now. This guy's not following him. This guy's going to try, but it's too late. He's already had himself occupied with Doku on the far side. Foden runs, and by this point, Foden is already goal side in between both defenders over here. I want to point out Bernardo Silva's run to support. This is good because if Foden doesn't score, very, very high chance it falls to Silva for a tap-in. Again, highlighting the importance of making those off-ball runs for your team. Final goal for Al-Hilal, it's a throw-in. Here, they win the first ball and the second ball. First ball header, second ball control. This is really good play because he is tight and marked between 3 players, but he finds a quick pass. This was also good from the receiving Al-Hilal player because he knows what he's doing next, switches it wide. But note that the option of switching it wide is only there if your teammate is offering yourself in this position, which he has, which he does really well, despite this being late into extra time. Now Al-Hilal are going for it here. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 players attacking now, matched up with Man City's kind of 4.5 to 5 at the back too. He controls the ball, looks for options. I'm going to give credit to this player because he ends up doing the overlapping run to stretch out Man City's defense. But in this case, he would have been just as deadly by running on the underlap over here to get themselves closer to goal. Remember, the closer you are to the goal horizontally, the more dangerous you are. Nevertheless, he does a good run because that forces Man City's fullback to jockey and delay. He can't dive in and block the cross now because if he does do that, the ball is going to go to the overlapping runner. I think what catches Man City off guard is that they think the line is at the edge of the box because that's what it looks like Ruben Dias is doing, but Ake has already pulled himself back close to the penalty spot, and this is what number 22 exploits because of the misunderstanding in Man City's defense. I want to point out the runs again. The ball is played in, he's running in between the defenders, so is number 11, he's staying in between the defenders. Well, Bernardo Silva is not a defender, but there is a case for him to be marking tighter. So it's in these little things that build up in which number 22 wins the ball. It's a great save from Ederson, but the follow-through from the striker wins them the game. So Man City get bundled out of the Club World Cup after losing 4-3 to Al-Hilal.